Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Nostalgia Factor. And today, guys, is going to be another brief collection vlog. I haven't done one of these in some time here on the channel, and I figured because I've accumulated a few other pieces of Pokemon merchandise and a cool personalized Final Fantasy VII piece of merch, but it was actually a Christmas gift I got last year that I never ended up showing you guys, I figured I would show all this off here in the video. This video is going to be covering not only that specific piece of Final Fantasy VII merchandise, but it's also going to include some stuff from the Pokemon Adventures manga and some Pokemon Horizons merch, some of which is fairly unusual and something I really didn't know that even existed until I did some searching off of eBay. Without any further ado though, guys, let's actually get into this little collection vlog. Because the first major thing I want to show you here are some volumes of the Pokemon Adventures manga that I've actually gotten over the past little while. I've picked all these up for relatively cheap off of eBay, so if you're interested in picking any of these up, I would recommend going that route. They're like $5 a piece roughly. But these are some of the latest volumes that I got. These first four that I'm showing you here are all from the Ruby and Sapphire arc. I now officially have all of them from the Ruby and Sapphire arc from the Gen 3 storyline they went with. Because Gen 3 is my favorite one. You guys know how much I love Pokemon Emerald, Ruby and Sapphire. I mean, heck, I got a tattoo of the two of them. But this is my favorite arc, one of my favorite games of all time represented here, and just in general, I love the Ruby and Sapphire stuff. If you haven't read the Adventures manga for that alone, would definitely recommend it. But I finally finished out my collection line of getting all those volumes. Now I just have all the other Adventures volumes left, including this one I picked up, which was a big collector's edition pack. It basically included all of the Gen 1 manga volumes from Red and Blue. If you guys are familiar with that storyline, it was the very first generation of Pokemon Adventures manga. There are a lot of individual volumes that I'd have to pick up to get the complete set for all the other generations, but this one is one of the big collector's ones. Yeah, so there's another line of these to basically get, is what I'm saying. This one's a little bit more expensive, and it was around like $15, so not horrible all things considered. But yeah, these are the Adventures manga volumes I picked up thus far. Pretty cool, all things considered. Still the best storyline, I think, in any Pokemon media, so I would highly recommend checking these out if you haven't already. So the next thing I have here, guys, is actually not an official piece of Final Fantasy VII merch, but this is actually a custom gift that a family member got me last Christmas. This is a custom wooden box that I believe they acquired online that somebody made in commemoration of Final Fantasy VII. You guys can see up here it has the Shinra logo up top, and it's not just a wooden box with the Shinra logo carved into the top of it. It's also, if you take off this paper here, we can also see little customized marbles of materia. So you guys that are Final Fantasy fans might recognize some of these. This is supposed to be the white materia for Aerith. Over here we have, looks like, healing materia, possibly thunder materia. There's 4 or 5 different balls of materia here. This one would be like red summon materia, probably fire materia, something along those lines. But there are different forms of materia that are located in here. Again, there's about 5 or 6 roughly, based off of different materia from the game. If you guys look here outside of the balls of materia, there are also these little pedestals that they come on. So this box is basically just meant to store all the materia balls, and you can take them out and display them on these little pedestals. I'd rather, as of right now, just keep them inside the box. Box is nice for what it is, too. And the materia is just really cool to have custom made. Maybe one day I'll display it when I get a better setup, but this isn't official merch or anything, but it was something cool I wanted to show off, because I'm a big Final Fantasy VII nut. A good chunk of my collection is from Final Fantasy VII merchandise, from those of you who saw my past collection videos. But this is just a pretty cool piece of custom merch that I'm really grateful for, not just because it's 7 themed, but because it came from a family member. Do you guys know that I'm collecting Pokemon Horizons merchandise on the side, especially since I've become a big fan of the anime? And the Horizons anime, I'm just going to straight up say I think is the best one Pokemon's done, both with the characters so far, the time skip recently announced, and every other unique thing they've done. That being said, though, when I was doing some searching for some Horizons merch to add to that particular collection, I stumbled across a pretty unusual piece here. As you can see, if you're familiar with the Pokemon series or the new anime, that's Liko with her partner at the time, Florigato. Now, the unusual thing about this is, as you can see, sealed up in a little container, and there's a reason for that. This was $5 off of eBay, released in Japan. This is a bread sticker, and I'm not even kidding. Pokemon Horizons in general has some unusual merchandise out there, and I didn't even know this existed until I did some searching. This was apparently part of a Japanese bread company release pack of some kind, where you buy a loaf of bread and apparently comes as a sticker, like a promotional sticker. For some reason, someone thought to take the sticker off of it and sell it on eBay. I've never seen this before. This is pretty unusual, all things considered. This was the only listing that I found on eBay for it. I mean, the price was cheap. It was $5 USD. And yeah, I like the unusual merchandise that exists out there, especially if I'm collecting for a series or something I enjoy. But this is definitely probably the most unique piece of merch I've picked up in the past several months. I've picked up a lot of things, figures, posters, all sorts of different merch, but never a bread sticker. So yeah, this is definitely something unusual, but it's something pretty cool, especially if you are a fan of the Horizon stuff. That's really going to do it for this collection video, guys. Just want to show off a few pieces of merchandise that I've actually acquired for the Adventures Volume manga, to the custom gift my family member got me, and the Horizons bread sticker, which is pretty unique in itself. But that's going to conclude it for today's brief video. If you guys have any unique collections or pieces of merchandise that you're going for out there, let me know in the comment section down below. If you are a collector like myself, let me know what you guys thought about the items shown off in this video. And if you did enjoy it, give it a like. It does help out the channel. Let me know what content you guys like to see. Subscribe if you guys want to keep up with future content, collection videos, reviews, and all sorts of other retro gaming content that we do here. And once again, comment down below your thoughts and feelings. That being said, thank you guys once again for tuning in, and until next time, this has been Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor saying, keep on gaming.